guys, and welcome here to the Taxslayer Cup Series. The ARCS Taxslayer Cup Series race number 27 here today from Darlington Motor Speedway, a track too tough to tame. Joining me is the former Vice President of ARCS when we ran it, Richard Johnson.
Hello, everybody. I am looking forward to this event we are going to have here tonight, and it shall be a good one.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to this. And Richard also races online. I forget what are the leagues that you race again? Just
A whole lot of them. Too many to name right now, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would love to. But yeah, we have a good time.
All right. Yeah, all right. So that's good, though. I mean, he does live streams. I believe I'll try to post his channel link in the description so you guys can check out some of the live streams when he does them. Anyway, so this is the first race of the playoffs, Richard. What do we expect here today?
Probably pure chaos. Pure chaos, because that is the way of Darlington. The lady in black. Probably going to expect some people to hit the wall. And whoever can keep their car clean will probably fare out well. So hey, we shall find out.
All right. Yes, well, Tyson Vaughn is on the pole. He is one of your playoff drivers of 16 in this field today. So I got to imagine starting up front won't matter too much once we really get going. And anyway, so real quickly, I want to read off the knockout qualifying results since I failed big time, and Richard can vouch for me with that I failed big time and deleted the results.
He had one job. That's all we can say.
I'm the reason we can't have nice things. Anyway, so it's DJ Dogo, Anthony Logan, Ricky Johnson, Rodemar Ott, Charles Sanford, Zach Fitzwater, and Trevor Collins that all advanced today. So Richard, is the pressure on these guys that are, obviously the pressure's on the playoff guys, because up next we got Pocono and we got the Roval. But you got to imagine maybe these go-or-go-homers, these non-playoff drivers, they want to go out there and really stick it to these playoff guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough set of races we got coming up. That's for sure. You're going to have guys that are now out of contention for a championship that are just going to want to go out there and have a good showing. And on the other hand, you got all these guys going out here and, fighting to see what they got to get into the next round for the championship. And there's going to be a lot of key factors that are going to play in, especially at the unique tracks that are coming up. So patience will definitely be a virtue, and putting yourself in the right place at the right time. It may just all come down to luck for some at the end of the day with the next three tracks coming up.
Yes, absolutely. And we will take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll show you your starting lineup, and we'll take you to the green right here on NCN. All right, guys, starting grid is on the side of your screen. Richard, anybody we got to watch today?
Definitely want to watch out for the 96 car. He seems fast. He's going to have the track position, and that's going to play a key part in this one for sure. Other than that, I really don't know, but we're going to find out as we go green at Darlington.
Yeah, here we go. And it was Richard's call there. A little early, but hey, we got it.
Yeah, Tyson Vaughn got a very good jump there, and like I said, that's going to be the key to staying out of the mess here as the rounds begin.
Absolutely, and here comes Max Anderson. That quick jump, not going to benefit him all too much.
No, it's not. As they go side by side on the three, he's going to overtake the 96 car of Tyson Vaughn. What a good run he has.
And a bonus point for Max Anderson. Another thing to inform you about is the P next to Max Anderson's name. That indicates that he is a playoff driver, and you'll see that along all 16 drivers' names, so that way you know who is in and who isn't.
Well, it definitely looks like they are showing themselves strong early as expected. The
Yeah.
drive to win.
And the top 3 is now held by playoff drivers as well. But you see there, the 23 is pulled away.
Indeed he has. And that clean air is going to definitely pay dividends. The Roval and Pocono are going to be the same way. You're going to want to approach it, very cautious.
Yeah.
But then again, strategy's got to work in your favor, and you just never know.
Yes, and at the same time, the Roval is its own unique challenge. So these guys may also feel the pressure to win these next 2 races.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to make a big difference.
There we go. Tyson Vaughn back to the lead. And Steve Morgan followed for second.
Steve Morgan getting a good run down the backstretch. It looks like he's going to go to the inside in turn 3 as the top 3 are now swapping positions.
And unlike the other tracks we've seen this season, the Highline will not work very well. And actually that's a lie because the 96 just used the Highline.
Looks like the grooves are pretty even right now, especially in 3 and 4, which is quite unusual for this track, but we'll see how it settles in as the run goes.
Yes, we will. And you notice here the top 5 have broken away. But now here comes 77 and your regular season champion, that 51 car, Richard Kinghart, coming into the battle.
Looks like those top 7, maybe 8 cars are breaking away here early, and that's going to be a big thing, especially if this race goes caution-free for these guys that are contending for that spot in the next round.
Yes, absolutely. And one guy also up here that should be noted, he was actually going to be one of my picks today, Austin Shawn, that number 42. He won this race in the Carvana Wildcard Series. So you got to imagine he has a little bit of an edge over the competition here today.
And you got Nathan Faden right behind him, just minding his cues, taking his time, letting the race come to him, just counting them laps down, because that is definitely going to matter later as we have a battle for the lead, it looks like, again. And he held him off.
Oh, the 8 has some damage. That is not good for Eric Faden.
No caution, though, as of yet.
No caution. He must have just gotten his Darlington stripe.
Sure, definitely looked like he did there, and probably the first of many.
And that is going to hurt the 8. The 8 is a part of the playoffs this season.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough start for him. It's just going to make those stakes higher as we head in the next week. The pressure will build, and it's going to be on to make something happen, especially when you're that far behind. You're going to have to put together some good runs.
Yes, and the pressure obviously is going to be on these guys here today and at Pocono because the road courses could go any which way. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Because we got the Roval, then we got the next round, and that'll start at Montreal, and I believe we've got Texas and Watkins Glen in the next round too. So obviously, I don't know. But can we agree, though, that maybe, the road courses may determine who could win this championship, considering they are overloaded with road courses this round and next round?
It definitely could, and it definitely creates an opportunity for some of these guys that are very well practiced on these road courses to take advantage and put themselves in a position to possibly contend for this championship. And as everything transpires onward, we are definitely going to see who those individuals are that are going to stand out and be a factor in that.
Yes, absolutely. And honestly, I said it behind closed doors as well. I feel like whoever comes out in these road courses, not necessarily winning, but at least running up front in the road courses, I think that they have the best shot. The road courses help them advance. They probably have the best shot at the championship, seeing that there are a lot of wild courses coming up. I mean, Talladega's up next. Oh, the 42 might have hit the wall.
Looks like he got close, but it just looks like he got right up against it out of the groove.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he got his stripes there, but he definitely lost some momentum as these tires come in, and he lost a couple spots and paid for it.
Yes, and he might have actually just lifted knowing that he was going to hit the wall. Oh, and we crashed.
That is great.
Oh, and
we're back,
crashed.
and the 96 is dead. What in the world
man.
just happened?
Not a clue
and
what just happened
okay.
there. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get a replay. The computer crashed right before that wreck.
We are not going to lie to you. We literally saw a command prompt screen pop up, and we come back, and half the field is dead. So,
oh my goodness.
What is going on? We hopefully will be able to look back and see how in the world just happened, but half the field is dead now, and we have no clue what is going on.
Oh man, I hope I can get a replay on this. If not, we just witnessed probably the biggest crash of the year. But anyway, let's go see if we can get a replay.
That's...
Oh man. Hey, you kids might be too young to remember this, but welcome to the YOSCC, where where your computer crashes and crashes happen. The good news is we got a replay, and there's going to be some bad blood between these two chasers.
Looks like the 23 just dove it deep, and just as I said earlier, calamity happened, and everyone is dead.
Oh, yes, everybody dies in this wreck. Richard Kinghart, the big one, that is a tough break for your regular season champion. The 8 gets involved. 88 nowhere to go. And just look at this huge logjam in turns 1 and 2. 3 cars up and 4 cars up and over. Maybe 5.
I can barely contain myself right now at what I just witnessed. And of course, on top of it all, freaking Brian's game had to go off screen right as that happened at the worst time. It's all his fault.
Say welcome to the YOSCC.
This is old school at its finest right here, guys.
Oh yes, and the Taxslayer Cup will be back to green in just a moment. We'll see if they have pit stops in their generic pit stalls. All right, Richard, they're pitting. Do you see 4 or 2 tires coming up here?
I'm going to say 4 tires. With how much the tires wear, it's going to be probably too much of a factor. Also taking into consideration that half the field is either damaged or destroyed. And if you've survived past that, then you are a winner today.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a playoff contender. That's all I am going to say about that.
Oh, they're out in the way. It's going to be a tight... Nope, not quite. The 23 wins the race off. And
there are also going to be a lot of raging people at that 23 car as this race concludes.
I can imagine the 96 will pay him back in a couple races for that. But we shall see. We'll take you back to the green in just a moment. So we were talking behind the scenes. NASCAR's gone UFC. So welcome back to UFC, NASCAR style. Max Anderson is your race leader. Nathan Faden in second. Ricky Johnson in third. Casey Naneko in fourth. And Angel Navarro in fifth as we get back racing.
And we are back green, and hopefully that does not happen again, because I think about 10 cars are dead and many more. So that was unfortunate to see. Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, the 96 is still in the race.
Oh, is he really?
Yes, he is.
Unfortunately, after that, folks, we tried our best, but the professionalism is gone already, and it happens. Welcome to old school.
It's all right. They know I gotta have some fun.
It's always better when we have fun.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, here we go. The top 4 broken away. These might be the only cars without damage right now. minus the 23, he's probably got a few fenders knocked in.
Yeah, at 23 definitely proved he was fast, and as long as he can hold him off from being able to pass him, he might be okay. But it definitely, if it looks like from the looks of it, that there are probably only about 10 cars or so left that may have a chance at this, as the three cars trying to make a move on him, and it just can't quite get there yet.
And you gotta imagine now, if that 96 gets a chance, he may try and repay the 23 for that wreck.
Would not surprise me. Joey Logano and Matt Kenseth all over again. That is for sure.
Or maybe Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin style.
Yeah, you never know.
Yes, it's behind. We got a battle for third.
We got a chase contender, Casey Nanako. As the 93 almost goes in the wall of Ricky Johnson. Definitely a lot of
and he's going to lose positions. A handful.
Yeah, it looks like he's falling all the way back to 7th or 8th place. You know, those playoff contenders, the guys that are still in this race, you know, are trying to get everything out of it that they can, and they're driving themselves forward. But if I were him, I'd just be a little bit more patient. You survive this far, you're going to have a good time.
Absolutely. And here we go. The two Chevrolets up front battling, getting ready to battle. Looks like Nathan Baden can get there. He just can't do anything once he gets there.
Yeah, it seems like that clean air is still paying dividends, and that 23 car looks like he is not really that hurt. So we know the 3 was struggling just a little bit earlier. However, it looks like he has made some adjustments to that machine, and they are checking out from the rest of the field.
Yeah, the two of them have gotten out to almost a half a second lead. As I just want to real quickly scroll through who's out of the race. It's, Nate Ratchery, one of your playoff drivers. Dylan Young, our Rick-rolling buddy there. Steve Morgan, Tyler Ratchery, Anthony Logan, Richard Kinghart, and you just see the rest of them out. There are a lot of playoff contenders who got wrecked in that.
Looks like DJ Dogo, another playoff contender, was also taken out.
Oh no, Dogo's not in the playoffs, by the way.
Oh, whoops, my mistake. That's an R, not a P. I failed.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll just mark one in the column there.
Yep. We've already marked like 4.
Yeah, it's all right.
And we got a battle there for 6th place.
Yeah, Ricky
or 5th
Johnson,
place, I should say.
He takes it back, and 21, he lost a handful of spots that lap. It seems like once you're on the outside, you're kind of just done at that point.
Looks like if somebody tries to make an offensive maneuver to the inside of the car on the outside lane, that there's just times where they're able to fight back and hold them off, and sometimes if they get good enough of a run and they get up in that dark stuff, that it just wants to get tight and they have to make way.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like just no one can really run that high line in turns 1 and 2, which is probably going to be the best place to pass late in the race. I mean, we saw off of turns 3 and 4 on that high side, they're able to get a good run off the corner.
Yeah, as we know, Darlington is a very thin track, so the way you run your line in, through, and out of the corner is extremely reliant in this case and is going to affect your pace tremendously when you get into these situations. So you really got to be careful and be ready for what's ensued for you, or you will get stripes. That is for sure.
Absolutely. And I believe I mentioned this in a race that I recorded with Dan Hummel, who runs the Pepsi Hybrid Series. We recorded Montreal. It's not Montreal, but it's sort of the same scenario here. There's little room for error. You have to hit your marks near perfect if you want to stay out of the wall. So
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely plays a factor. You definitely don't want to get up in that very edge dark marble stuff where all the dirt and dust and all whatever's up there collects, just like the three just about
yeah.
did. And it looks
Oh,
like
they're
cars are
pitting.
coming in the pit as we speak. Pit stops have
Nathan
begun
Faden
for the
will take
cycle.
Nathan Faden will take the lead here on that cycle, and I had said it in a few other races. Staying out an extra lap could benefit or hurt you.
Oh, absolutely. Strategy is going to come into huge play here. How long can these guys go on fuel? How long will the tires last? It's all going to come into question now.
And the other question is, will the three try to gain the lead? Because he could sit here and say, let's do 4 tires. Meanwhile, they may see the guys in front of them doing 4, and then they could say, hey, should we do 2 just to gain some track position?
Well, we're about to find out. It
No.
looks like Nathan Faden and the rest of those guys got a good entry in there as everyone comes to get service.
Yep, here they come. And one guy I did want to highlight for a second there is that 19 of Ben Crouch. He had a win. He missed the playoffs, though, because there were 17 different winners, and he was the lowest in playoff points and in the standings. So
Wow.
he missed out. And he's one of those guys that maybe wants to go out there and say, hey, you slept on us. We deserve to be here compared to those other guys.
Oh, absolutely. And this is definitely another one of those scenarios where they're going to want to go out there and try to just prove that, hey, we were supposed to be here and we're going to have a good time. As it looks like Max Anderson is going to propel his lead quite a way out there as he gets that advantage of being up to speed already, as Angel Navarro has now found his way to second through that cycle.
Yes, and you see the 3 lost a lot of positions there. But the 42 is up in it once again.
Yeah, it looks like Austin Shaw is doing exactly what he needs to do right now to have a good run today.
Oh my gosh, look who's top 10 and with no rear end. That would be the 48 of Audra Baranowskis.
Now, that's impressive right there.
Yeah.
Looks like that 24 car of Charles Sanford behind him also looks like he has a little bit of damage, but I can't seem to tell.
He might have a few fenders knocked in. It looks more like a glitch, if anything, so I don't know. If he does have damage, that's good for him, but one thing I should highlight is that Audra Baranowskis won a race at ISM with no rear end on that car. So maybe she's trying to do the same here today.
Well, it's a good thing that that 48 team has survived this far. Whether they're torn all to pieces or not, they're up in the top 10, just hanging on for the ride, and that is probably all they need to do given the circumstances today.
Yeah. And I think the 96 decided to be the better person here. You saw just now that the 96 got lapped by Max Anderson. So maybe it's just a case of be the better person, get him back later sort of thing.
You never know. It always works in mysterious ways. You never know when things could happen.
Very true. And notice there he's catching the 65. This lap traffic could also take a hit on his race lead.
Yeah, it looks like he got by that 96 of Tyson Vaughn pretty clean there. He's built himself a good gap. It looks like he's going to be coming up here on another car. I can't quite tell who that is yet. We'll in just a moment.
The 65, Patrick Smith, another playoff driver.
Just hanging on, trying to get every point he possibly can. Unfortunately, caught up in that wreck going a lap down.
As you can see, he's going to hold off the 23 there. And the 20 got around pretty quickly.
With how difficult it is to pass, you definitely want to try to get a run on him as quick as you can, and he did it just in time, and they almost made contact there, but it looks like they're going to get through that transition okay, and Angel Navarro is slowly closing in.
And he got it down to 1.6 seconds, and behind them is the little 3-car breakaway of Casey Naneko, Nathan Faden, and Ben Crouch. So we'll see what they're able to do, but they got to get by the 65. Or 65? Oh, no, wait, there he is.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It looks like they're slowly catching at the moment. Those are the guys that pitted a lap later. I wonder if that will come into play, as it looks like from around 6th to 10th, we got another big pack that is kind of forming there. Looks like the 42 of Austin Shaw is back there. You got Zachary Fitzwater back there. Ricky Johnson's back there. Alex Rose back there. They're all just kind of riding along, surviving, as well as Trevor Collins leading them along. As looks like Shaw is kind of struggling a bit. He was doing all right earlier. It seemed like he was in a good spot, but it looks like now he's just riding along.
Yeah, I don't think that car's handling the... Maybe they made some adjustments and the car's not handling it very well. I mean, so you can imagine they're probably going to make a few changes on their next cycle of stops here. And look at this. They are swarmed around the 65.
Looks like he's going to hold him up a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to hurt him too bad, as those guys are working together to try to draft their way up to Angel Navarro and Max Anderson, and they are slowly getting there. It looks like their strategy may work out for them after all. Working together and being together and drafting their way up through has seemed to pay dividends for them, and that is going to be a good thing here.
And they are starting to catch the 20 of Angel Navarro. This is going to be a battle for second very soon. And if these guys can get around, maybe they can catch the 23.
Yep, you just never know. You just never know. Looks like Max Anderson's just kind of all alone right now, trying to keep it clean sailing. But we do not know for sure if they can make it another 14 laps on fuel here. So we are going to find out.
Yes, well, I think they do have one more stop coming, if I had to guess. And if they do, obviously, I mean, I've said so many times room for error on pit lane with the gap, but every time I've said it, I've gotten proven wrong. So I would say there's no room for error.
There definitely isn't, but for a lot of these guys, especially those top 5 contenders, especially the ones in the chase, you know, they have nothing to gain pretty much, but everything to lose. So this pit road's definitely a tricky one to get on, and if I were them, I'd just go sweet sailing from here and just get that comfort, get that comfortable points lead, and if they can go for it at the end and they're there, boys will have at it.
Yes, absolutely. You saw there, the 23 gained about 4/10 that lap. He gains about another 5/10.
Yeah, there is a good chance. You know, he's out by himself in that clean air that he was saving some of the stuff he had, as it looks like the 12 car of Jacob Dillons is exiting
there
off pit road with a ton of damage, but fresh tires. So will he be in the way here?
And
as
the
it
leader
looks like
pits.
Oh yeah, the leader just pitted, as we saw contender Andrew Wilson there for a split second. Not sure where he's at the moment, but he is still in the race, so that's probably a good thing for him.
Yeah, after the damage, that's a great thing for that one team. Your Daytona 500 winner, too.
Same with Jacob Dillons, as he's still in contention here. Definitely a good thing as Nathan Faden makes his way to pit road.
Yes, and keep an eye on that 19. Like I said, they're pretty... I can imagine they are very upset they missed the playoffs, and they may pull a strategy to try to close the race lead up.
Absolutely. It looks like he is going to be the guy here at the end that's going to be giving it everything he has to get a good race going.
Yes, and you see the 23 is out clean. So is Casey Naneko.
Or will the 23 merge in with the 3 and all these other guys?
Here
Angel
comes
Navarro.
20.
Not sure. Oh, Angel Navarro looks like he's got a huge run. He's going to get right to the back bumper of the 23, it looks like. Looks like he pitted a little bit sooner. I don't know how many laps prior. But this is going to turn out to be a fun battle for victory here, as we're going to see where Nathan Fading comes out.
Yes, and this is the battle for the lead.
Looks like the 19, those guys were still just getting off of pit road. So it looks like they're going to be pretty far back, and I don't think they're going to be able to make up for that time. So it looks like it's going to be down to Max Anderson and Angel Navarro for this victory.
And that's a tough break for them. Angel Navarro, it was mentioned, though, prior to the season, this team had a different driver last year. It was Thomas Eulus there. Angel Navarro took a season off. He's come back. Narrowly missed the playoffs. He needed a win. He would have gotten in. And just look at them. I mean, it's like they didn't miss a beat in their season off.
Oh, absolutely not. It looks like that 20 team's got a good program going. The pit stops have been flawless for these two teams, as they are coming up on Zachary Fitzwater to put him a lap down. We'll see if he gets in the way. And Austin Shaw as well. It looks like he's about to fall a lap down.
Yeah, turn of events there for the 42. They were up front early, and it looks like the damage is just too much for them to overcome. That's
Indeed.
a tough break.
I was really looking forward to see some of those rookies up here trying to get a victory or two throughout this playoffs, and I guess it's just not going to happen today.
Yeah, and for Austin Shaw, he was looking for a Darlington sweep. He won the Carvana race. All he had to do was win the Cup race today, and that would have been a nice little sweep for him.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing what he had, but circumstances just didn't play out, as these two are holding. It looks like behind the 4 and the 42 at the moment. I guess we're going to see what happens here. Is Angel Navarro going to go for it? Or is Max Anderson just going to walk away with a victory? Or will these two get into something? That 21 is waiting back there for anything that could possibly happen, and the circumstances may play out, but we're going to see.
And it looks like there through the corner, the 23 gained maybe a couple lost a couple tenths, I should say.
Yeah, it looks like Max is starting to pull away, but as we say that, they are battling hard in front of him right now, and that may play a huge factor here. What is the 23 going to do?
Oh boy, he may get stuck on the high. No, he won't. He almost did. On the high side,
and that would have been terrible news. Yeah, that would have been terrible news.
Yeah, and for the 20, you got to wonder maybe if he backed off just a little bit, try to kind of wait and see what this 23 is going to do, save his energy for the final 5 laps coming up.
Yeah, we'll see if Angel Navarro can get one final rally as we come here to 4 or 5 laps to go. And it looks like the 42 of Austin Shaw and Zachary Fitzwater are not going to let him by easy. And that's only going to help that 20 machine, as it looks like they just checked him up right there.
Yeah, he had to check up just a little, but it doesn't look like it helped the 20 a whole lot.
No, that 23's got just a little bit fresher tires than that 20 of Angel Navarro, and I think that is going to make the difference.
Yeah, I think his only hope now is if these two happen to wreck in front of him, which could happen. We saw a race leader get wrecked earlier in Tyson Vaughn.
Austin Shaw could always pull a Max Anderson, as it looks like the 20 of Angel Navarro is either really slow or that 48 has fresh tires, and that appears to be the case for both.
Not for position, but the 48 of Audra Baranowskis trying to get her lap back after a cycle of stops.
Looks like she must have had an issue on pit road.
Yeah, if she gets around that 20, I think it's safe to say this race is over between these two, and it might be because see, the 20 is just losing so much ground.
It looks like Max Anderson is going to be able to ride home from here after some crazy controversy here at Darlington. It looks like unless something happens right in front of him here, that he is going to go to victory lane here today.
And this is something the 96 I don't think wanted to see after he got wrecked.
Same with probably half the field.
Yeah, exactly. And he is not going to be a fan favorite winner. This will be his third win of the season if he can hold them off. And I believe his fourth or fifth career win as well.
Looks
So,
like they're catching the one car who is damage of Andrew Wilson, but at this point I think it is too late. He's just hanging along for the ride and trying to get as many points as he can for his championship hopes as well.
we will see. White flag is out. Keep in mind that 23, he might get a little aggressive. We'll see. Maybe he's going to back off.
Looks like he backed off a bit there, and it looks like he may not catch his fellow contender of Andrew Wilson as he comes down the backstretch.
Yeah, he comes down the backstretch one final time. He makes a good push. He's not going to try to pass him, though. Out of turn 4. Max Anderson. He is going to advance to the round of 12 here at Darlington.
Definitely a controversial victory indeed, but I can say this, whether or not he was the car to beat or Tyson Vaughn was the car to beat, he had a very good piece here today, and he absolutely proved it. So that was fun to be a part of.
Yes, and it was great having you up here. I know you don't do a whole lot of the offline stuff anymore, but...
Yeah, and I haven't commentated in a long time either, so I am perhaps obviously rusty, but I hope you all enjoyed this race here today at Darlington for a broadcast presented by the ARCS, as always.
Yes, and what a fitting throwback this was, you know. Obviously, Max Anderson was not around during the Taxslayer Cup days, but what a fitting throwback it was here at Darlington. It was fun to finally kind of close out the Taxslayer Cup. Not necessarily close it, but I guess you see what I mean, right? Like one final race sort of thing.
It's always good to have a fun throwback, and that definitely had a good mix of everything. And congratulations to the 23 car Max Anderson for his victory today. He had a great piece and went out there and did everything he needed to do to win today, whether it was popular or not. So
he's not going to be a favorite guy in the garage, and even though he's advanced to the next round, you can imagine a lot of these guys are going to put a nice little target on his back come the round of 12.
Absolutely, and there's still 3 rounds to go, so
yeah,
still a long way to go to that championship, and I'm looking forward to seeing what will transpire from today, as the start of the chase always has its unique, dramatic incidents.
Yes, absolutely. And we want to thank you for watching. Richard, thank you so much for joining me for this throwback race here, and hopefully we'll have you around soon.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully. Thank you for having me. You know, can't say I didn't try. So, yeah, that was fun, and I hope everybody out there enjoyed as well.
It's definitely an A for effort today.
Thank you.
Anyway, we want to show you results and standings, and we'll be back here at Pocono for the next round of 16 race. Goodbye, everyone.